have another smoothie today. Pretty good. Hi everyone, my name's Christine and today I'm going to be doing another book review, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. This is an amazing book. First, the basic synopsis of the book. So what has happened in this book is America and Europe have kind of crossed over some ocean, we don't really know, and they found a new continent, and basically this was called the crossing, and they crossed over into what they called the New World. America and Europe basically split up into 3 or 4 new nations, but what happened along the way during the crossing is that they lost many of their previous knowledge and technology, so when they finally made it to the New World, they're kind of set back in history, and it's almost like, while it seems like it's in the past, it's actually in the future. So that in itself is a pretty cool concept. And you have queens and kings and, you know, like swords and everything. It's really cool. So what happened is the main character, Kelsey, she is the queen's daughter, the queen of one of the countries in the New World. And what happens is, in order to become queen, you have to be 19 years old. Kelsey is sent off to live in the woods, kind of hidden, for 19 years until she can become queen. So when she's finally 19 years old, the Queen's Guard, which are a group of soldiers who are kind of sworn with their life to protect the Queen, they come and they collect her from the little house in the woods that she lived in for 19 years, and they have to take her to the keep, or the kingdom of the Tearling, where she can finally become queen. And along the way, she is attacked and her life is threatened by people such as the Caden, I think it's Caden. When she finally gets to the keep, she discovers that the government is in complete shambles. It's so corrupted, so many secrets and lies and just all this corruption. And basically the real reason why is because the Tearling is caught in a really one-sided agreement with another country that has rule over all the other nations in the New World, and it's called Mesni. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. Mesni. I'm gonna call it that. Mesni, and it's ruled by the Red Queen, and the Red Queen is the most fearful ruler of them all, and so Kelsey has to figure out how to get her people out of this terrible situation. So the first thing I really want to bring up is the kind of character that Kelsey is. She immediately appealed to me. She's such a strong, independent female protagonist. I love how she's so independent. She can do things by herself as the queen. She doesn't need a king, she doesn't need anyone else's help. She can do it by herself. And Kelsey is really just an amazing female protagonist. I really enjoyed reading about her and everything she says. She's just such an amazing, snarky girl, because you have to remember she's only 19 years old, but she's just the kind of a female character that you just root on for no matter what. Towards the beginning, she was a bit unsure, but you could also immediately see the strength that she shows. She cares about how other people see her, but in such a way that she doesn't let them see her weaknesses, and she doesn't let them see her when she's afraid. And I really love that. She's just such an amazing character. But the thing about that is that there's not really much romance, but I'm kind of okay with that, just because Kelsey's strength and independence really makes up for the lack of romance. It's a very detailed world that Erica Johansson has created for the Queen of the Tearling, and because of that, it's very easy to get sucked into. But you know, this whole book, you know, it's really just developing the concept, the plot, the story, the setting for the second book, which I think is called The Invasion of the Tearling. But because of that, it wasn't all action necessarily. There was a lot of action and adventure, but not the kind that really contributed to the plot. This is just kind of setting up for the rest of the series. So because of that, I wouldn't necessarily give it a 5 out of 5 stars. The cliffhanger at the end, it wasn't so much as a cliffhanger, but there were a lot of unanswered questions, because like I said, this is just kind of like setting it up for the next book. So I'm really excited to read the next book because I feel like it'll really pick up from there. But based off of this, I'm getting a very good vibes from the series. I'm really looking forward to how this is going to go in the future. And I also want to bring up the point of Mace. He's the queen. He's the kind of like the head of the Queen's Guard, and he's honestly one of the best characters I've ever read. He's so amazing and loyal. He doesn't really have any bad qualities. When you think, if you know like Captain America, he's very strong, he's very loyal, he possesses the qualities that a soldier should possess. That's exactly how Mace is in The Queen of the Tearling, and I really like that. I really like the dynamic between Kelsey's relationship and his, because as the queen and as the head of the Queen's Guard, they interact very closely throughout the entire book. So I really like seeing like their relationship, you know, as kind of like partners, because it's really Mace is contributing as much to the kingdom as Kelsey is. I also want to point out that in this book there are a ton of gory details. It's very realistic. There are quite a few curse words, so that's just kind of a warning. So if you don't really care about that, then then you'll be fine with this book. That's really all I want to say for the non-spoiler section, but I just have a few points to bring up that kind of give away stuff in the book. Okay, so I really want to know, in the beginning, Carol, is he really dead? Because it isn't actually confirmed. It's just Mace saying like, oh yeah, he's definitely dead. But we don't know that for sure. And I really want to know. It's probably an insignificant detail, but I just really want to know, like, is he really dead? Was he captured? You know, just little things like that. Also, the Red Queen, the jewels that Kelsey has, like, what would she do if she actually had them? Like, would she even be able to control them? Because, you know, those jewels, they're magical. So, and it seems that it only responds to Kelsey. So if the Red Queen actually had them, would she even be able to, like, control them and use them? I'm just curious about that. And I'm also wondering, why doesn't the Red Queen want anyone to know her first name? Like, is she a character that we should know if we were to find out her first name? Or is it just that it's kind of like a personal detail about her? Like, I feel like that's gonna be important in the future books. But either way, I really want to know why she doesn't want anyone to know her name. And I also want to talk about Carlin and Barty, and they're so sweet and so loving and so kind and so caring to Kelsey for those 19 years. And you can see what kind of an effect they had on her, because they were really the only maternal and paternal, you know, influence that she had in her life. No one knows who her father is, and that's another detail I want to bring up. Who's her father? You know, because she didn't really have a mom or a dad. Carlin and Barty were just such amazing people, and really the right people to raise Kelsey, because you can tell how she really keeps them in mind as she's kind of restoring the Tearling. Well, I really wish they didn't die, but when you really get down to it, they did the right thing. But I mean, yeah, I just wish they didn't have to die. Okay, that was it for the spoiler section. I just wanted to get some things off my chest. That was the basic idea of The Queen of the Tearling. I know there's been a lot of hype about this book, so that was basically what it's about and my opinions about it. I would give this a 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason, because this is such an amazing book, the only reason is because it's kind of slow, because it's really just setting the stage for the future books. So I'm sure the next books, if Erica Johansson does as good of a job with those books as she does with these books, hopefully those will get a 5 out of 5, because that was the only thing. It was a little bit slow with all the development of this world to get into. You should definitely pick it up. I would so recommend it. I've just been raving about it so much. Oh, by the way, this is my library copy, in case you notice like the weird binding and everything. It's a library copy. Thanks for watching my review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have a Goodreads. My link will be down in the description box below. And thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.